What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about BioNano Genomics, or ticker symbol BNGO, and we will be talking about their fourth quarter results that were just released a few hours ago. So before we get into all of that information, be sure to go down and subscribe and comment down below for the YouTube algorithm, and I am very active in the comment section, so I will be sure to get back to you with any questions you may have. Currently, BNGO is up 7% as I'm making this video in after hours because they reported their financial results and recent corporate updates, which I will get into very shortly and go over the most important information that you as an investor or potential investor should know. And as always, towards the end of the video, I will go over my full technical analysis for BNGO and tell you guys exactly what I'm expecting to see. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So if you don't know about BNGO, they have the potential to cause great disruption in the field of genetics and in the treatment of genetic diseases and even some cancers. BioNano Genomics is an innovator in the analysis of genomic structures. Their analysis is taking the field of genomics beyond what is possible through genomic sequencing. Structural variation, which is BioNano's area of specialization, is more than a next generation of gene sequencing. It's taking the field in a different direction altogether. The objective of structural analysis is to go beyond where gene sequencing leaves off. By introducing information that sequencing cannot detect, SV raises the likelihood of correctly diagnosing patients and may lead to a different approach to developing therapeutic treatments. And eventually the results of this structural analysis could become the precursor to gene editing procedures. And guys, a lot of institutions are aware of the potential capabilities of this, and they have been taking action. And as we can see here, there has been a lot of institutions buying up shares. We also have some well-known names like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and Royal Bank of Canada adding on to their positions, which is another really strong sign. And this is something that I always like to look at before entering, because these institutions each have thousands of analysts working for them, and they have access to a lot more resources than the average retail trader does. So when I see a lot of large institutions buying up shares, it really helps boost my confidence in the company. So as we can see here, they reported their financial results and highlight some recent corporate updates. Their CFO said, as we begin 2021, BioNano's balance sheet is the strongest position ever. Since the start of 2021, we have raised approximately $335 million, which we believe significantly de-risks the company, solidifies our financial future, and allows us to focus on the achievement of our long-term vision to disrupt genomics through the global adoption of Saphyr. These are the Saphyr system highlights. The company executed on its commercialization strategy, expanded the utilization of its Saphyr system, and increased the amount of BioNano data generated across the globe, driving scientific momentum. The installed base of Saphyr systems was 97 at the end of the year, an increase of 24 from the year end of 2019. And this entire section here highlights the achievements and studies for their Saphyr system, but I won't go through all of them to save time. Just know that they did have a lot of success in the various studies that they did run. Recent corporate highlights. In my opinion, the most important one was that since the start of 2021, the company raised approximately $335 million from two underwritten public offerings of shares of its common stock, the full utilization of its $40 million ATM facility, and the exercise of outstanding warrants. Like the CFO said earlier, their balance sheet is the strongest position ever, and I think this is extremely important for them because BNGO is a long-term play. The entire genomics industry is accelerating really fast, and it's amazing what they are going to be capable of doing, but this is in 5 or 10 years from now, and that we're really going to start seeing some amazing results. So it's really important that they have the cash to solidify their financial future and allows them to focus on the long-term vision, as their CEO says, to disrupt the genomics through the global adoption of Saphyr. So these are some financial highlights. Their revenues for the fourth quarter of 2020 were $4 million, an increase of $1.2 million or 43% when compared to $2.8 million for the same period in 2019. Revenues for the year ended December 31st, 2020 were $8.5 million, down $1.6 million from $10.1 million in 2019. The decrease was driven primarily by customers limiting their lab operations in response to pandemic restrictions and the introduction of our reagent rental program, partially offset by $1.6 million increase in services revenue. And their gross margins for the year ended December 31st, 2020 were 33%, consistent with 2019. Operating expenses for year ended December 31st, 2020 was $41.3 million, an increase of approximately $11.4 million from $29.9 million for the same period of 2019. And if you didn't already know, they are not yet a profitable company, but the company does have revenue coming in. And like I've said, this is a long-term play that will play out in the years to come. So I am not worried about their revenue declining this year because like they have said, it was primarily due to the pandemic restrictions. So guys, overall this was a good earnings and better than expected as they beat expectations with a quarterly earnings of -0.04 per share. And of course, this caused the price to spike up in aftermarkets as it's up over 6% as I am recording this video. So I'll now get into my technical analysis and tell you guys what I am thinking. So now on the chart of BNGO, I think that with the positive news like this, we should be trading at least higher than we closed the previous day. However, that is not the case, which is mainly to do with the negative sentiment in the markets right now. In the short term with the news, I think that we can hit $10 per share, but again, this is going to have a lot to do with the market outlook in the coming weeks because we will simply not get there unless the market turns bullish again. Also, I would be pretty concerned if we break this $8.40 resistance level because this has been shown to be a very strong support in the past. So if it does break down below here, I would sell my short-term position because I do day trade a lot of these penny stocks. And I normally do not trade inside of these ranges, so I would be looking for buys above $9.40 if I were to day trade this stock. Also, we have this bullish divergence on the RSI on the 4-hour time frame, and this is a really strong indicator to look at that predicts trend continuations and trend reversals, so having this on our side is very promising for bulls. And if we do break out of this range, it is about an 8% gain to $10 per share, which is what I will be looking at to potentially enter on later. Also, keep in mind how the overall market is doing that day when you're day trading. If it is down, the overall chances of a penny stock going up are way smaller than if the market is up that day. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and consider subscribing if you're new. That being said, I'll see you guys next time.